And we are back now on Most Buffalo and taking you back to the 1950s just briefly and for a good time. Just in time for Valentine's season, the Buffalo History Museum is hosting a sweetheart dance that promises to be a real ball. Joining me now to tell us more about it is the museum's Brian Hayden. Brian, great to have you with us. Appreciate it.
Kate, thanks so much for having me here. We appreciate it too.
So this sounds like fun. What does the museum have planned?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is our inaugural Sweethearts Dance. It's taking place this Friday evening at the Buffalo History Museum. And we're taking people back in time to the 1950s. So the evening starts off with a dance lesson by Swing Buffalo. They're going to come by at 7 o'clock and show everyone some of the moves from the 50s. And then the Alex Renee Big Band and Donna Kerr on vocals then will kind of guide us through the evening in our beautiful 1901 building that's from the Pan American Exposition. So, you know, we really felt like experiencing history. It's not just like going to see an exhibit.
Right.
We can introduce people to historic dances, historic music, and really take people back in time. So we're so excited for this.
I was going to say, who better than you guys to do something like that? And I know you're encouraging people to dress in 50s attire. How do they get it right? What should they be wearing?
That's right. I mean, certainly the fedora is always a good kind of accent on a 50s costume, or the pinstripe suit is something else too. So, I personally have to still do a little bit of shopping myself this week. It's not something really that's in my personal wardrobe, but certainly if anyone wants to bring their old-timey accents to the History Museum, those would be more than welcome as well. You know I love an old-timey accent like no other. How did you settle on the 50s? Of all of the decades, why the 50s? We just knew that was both sort of an accessible era, that, we still have a number of people who are living who remember the 50s and remember the songs, remember the dances, that we wanted to, them to be able to reconnect with those memories. But it's also just a fun era of music and dancing, and we want to introduce a new generation of Buffalo to this sort of trip down memory lane too. So it should be just a lot of fun on Friday night. Did you kind of dig in at all to what what was going on in Buffalo in the 50s and what was happening as far as that entertainment factor? Yeah, I mean, there was so much in Buffalo at that time. I mean, our city's population actually, peaked during that decade too. So we were a hotbed on the jazz circuit, and on, the top entertainers in the country were making their way to places like the historic Colored Musicians Club or Shea's downtown, some of the venues that we're still very lucky to have today. So it was in many ways a great decade for Buffalo, and we're excited to sort of reintroduce it this Friday night at the History Museum. And very quickly, if people want to come, what do they need to do? Where's the best place to go? Absolutely. buffalohistory.org/events. You'll see the listing for the Sweethearts Dance there. You can pre-register, but we'll also be selling tickets at the door. So we hope to see everyone on Friday night. Well, what a great event. Thank you, Brian, from the Buffalo History Museum, telling us more about it. Appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me, Kate. Really appreciate it. And we are